The Rugby Championship comes to a close today with our final fixture between Argentina and Australia. But this one has been taken on the road, and we make our way all the way to the Northern Hemisphere, all the way to England, whereas Twickenham Stadium that will host this final Rugby Championship match for 2016. Hello everyone and welcome along to Cornflakes Crib, your home of Rugby Challenge 3 and the Rugby Championship final match between Argentina and Australia. Here is the Argentinian side for today's match. Plenty of changes going through the side as well. In the front row, Paz makes his way into partner Creevy and Herrera. In the back row, there's also a new name, the Senatore, coming in for a restart the season for him. He'll partner Matera on the blind side, Decio on the open. In the back line, plenty of changes here as well. And Daho 9, Iglesias gets a start at 10, Sanchez out of the 15, De La Fuente starts at 12, Orlando to 13, Moyano stays on the left wing with Moroni going to the right, and of course Tukelet starts at fullback for Argentina, who have had, let's be fair, a pretty decent Rugby Championship. With the way this competition has gone, the All Blacks obviously far and away the best, but Argentina could consider themselves on par with Australia and South Africa following this tournament. The Wallabies also have made a couple of changes for this matchup. Their front row remains the same, but there's a change in the second with Arnold coming into partner Coleman. Also, the back row gets a little bit of a mixed up with Mum starting on the blind side, Hooper on the open, and a new man, Tamani, starting at number 8. The back line hasn't changed at all. Guinea Cooper, Foley, Karevi, Hodge, Taylor Petty, and Israel Flower fullback for the Wallabies, who are looking to end well, it's been a rather disappointing season of Rugby Championship, like South Africa, like Argentina may consider as well. If they couldn't get the win today, it'll go down as a massive failure for Wallaby Rugby. It'll be Argentina to kick off, of course, in the blue and white hoops. Australia in the gold shirt and the green shorts, of course, as Kepu pulls it down. First use of the ball. Coleman's throwing it backwards then forwards. The ball's gone all over the place. Somehow, the ref has not called that anything. Tamani finds way to Mum, and here's Stephen Moore in the lot of room. He finds wide Vader Petty, goes round the corner for Foley. Great work from the Wallabies early stations to get that space out wide. But Argentina, their defence at the moment, keeping well and truly on top. It's Coleman! A big gap for a big man! Kepu goes through. This time it is called a forward pass as Hodge was away to the try line to score as well. Luck on the side of Argentina there, but I've got to say they should have been given a scrum feed quite a bit back from their first up forward pass. So first scrum of the match, backs down. Australia on the defence. Argentina feed through Landajo. On a good late shot as well. Easily secures the ball for the Pumas. Oh, there's a big shunt as well from Orlando. Gets rid of the tackle of Guinea. And then he gives away the penalty for not releasing the breakdown. So a great piece of work from Orlando is undone by a dreadful piece straight after it. Foley not keen on the shot for 3, opts for the touchline instead. All the English advertising hoardings around the side of the stadium here makes you remember just where we are for this one-off match. A groundbreaking fixture at Twickenham. Here is Moore, throws in, no one gets it till Mum at the back. Cooper, finally! Quade Cooper gets it! He goes straight through! Beats the tackle and took a lad! And Quade Cooper sets this game alight with an absolute blockbuster try! Where did that come from Quade Cooper? It was a mess of a line out. Tamani went away out to Cooper and he just slices straight through. Gets the step on around Tukelet, but that is dreadful defence between Iglesias and De La Fuente. Straight through he goes. Well, they preempted the pass, did the Argentinians. And there was no chance of Cooper giving that ball away. A brilliant start from a man who can really take a game away from his opposition, Quade Cooper. Now here's Brennan Foley to add the extras, which he just about hits out of the stadium. Massive kick there from Foley. He adds the other two, and it's 7-0. Australia over Argentina. Packed house here as well for Twickenham. Seeing Australia leading Argentina early on 7-0.
Release.
It's pulled down by the Wallabies, who struggle to get possession back. And now Argentina have some room on the left. Mayano tries to take his own way there. Quick ball out for Argentina. Back inside it goes, looking for a way through Delafinte. Can't get there. Matera goes left side. Landau taken just inside the 22. Alemano gets it all. Good pass away. Mayano is wrapped up in a great tackle. Again, they look for width. Desio does well. Plenty of room out wide here. It's a chance for Argentina to put a step on. Maroney, though, can't get past. Good tackle at the back from Israel Folau. Desio goes over the top. Mayano inside ball. Nicely played. Wallabies are only numbers there, but Argentina puts them off. Herrera. Great pass from him, finding inside runners. Delafonte again. Oh, Israel Folau turns it over. Hooper. Halen Petty to Karevi. 1-on-1. Karevi should have had his bag of chips easily to deal with there, but he has not done well with that at all. Halen Petty drills a perfect spiral punt way downfield. Tukalet makes the pay eventually, and he looks wide. Desio goes inside nicely, and Petty takes it in. Here's the chip over the top. Landaho does very well, but Israel Folau takes it and covers that up nicely. The Wallabies under a bit of pressure here. Back it goes to Kepu. He smacks this one downfield. Absolute off the side of the boot, but gets good room off it. Now they run back to Galed. Nice pass away to Delafonte. He's taken in a great tackle from Seo. Landaho goes round the outside. Real chance now for Maroney. More than comfortable anywhere in this back line. They are on fire at the moment, Argentina. Herrera. Great run there from the tight head prop. Short side, Landaho looks, gets it away to Delafonte. That is an ultimate reply from Argentina. Landaho with the little shimmy down the short side, gets in behind the defence, fires a bullet to Delafonte, but what a run there from Herrera. There it was, shifting the play. Quade Cooper was asleep, Folau was covering the short side. That was amazing. Bulldozing run over the top of Coleman. Magical pass to Delafonte. And it is game on here between Australia and Argentina. They'll look towards Iglesias to take the shot at goal to level things up. Should be an easy one for him. 34 minutes gone. No mistake made from the fly half. And it's the first start here in the number 10 jumper in the Rugby Championship. Sanchez has held that for his own all season long, but relinquishes it for this last matchup. Great kick too from Iglesias, gets him back to level pickings. His kickoff underway, and up they go, and it's stolen straight back from Maroney. Surely a chance for a turnover the other Wallabies, but they don't get it. Creevy still going, gets it away nicely to Senatore. Yellow jumpers over the ball, but Herrera at the back does well to get rid of it. And they keep it alive nicely. There's a try scorer. Delafonte again. Landaho. Inside ball. Delafonte is in everything at the moment. Just getting up from that last strike. He's ready for the next play. Landaho goes away to Maroney. The Wallabies haven't seen the ball for quite some time. Here's a run away from Matera. Oh, Arnold steals the ball, gives it to Guinea, out the back, Karevi. It's a bit messy from the Wallabies, but finally out to Dane Halapeni. Sweeps away one, the step. Oh, he had a man on his inside. Looked like Hooper as well. Tamani, away to Moore. Moore's taken in a big shoulder tackle. And we could be heading to half-time with a shot at goal after Matera goes in with no arms. Well, the Wallabies want to win. They don't care about where they finish in the Rugby Championship. It's all about results now for them. And they've got one man who has had some good form on this ground. That is Bernard Foley. Good 35, 38 metres out. Strikes it nicely. Does it go all the way? It sure does. Beautifully executed kick from Bernard Foley. And it splits the uprights in two. We are going to half-time with the Wallabies and a slender lead 10-7 over Argentina. And the Argentinians should feel slightly aggrieved. They didn't come away with a little bit more from that first half. They just did them on possession, 57-43, but it was territory where they really excelled. The Wallabies couldn't get out of their own 22, and that gave the Argentinians 68% of territory. Line breaks tied up at 3 apiece, and the tackle count as well is pretty even. There's not much between these two sides at the moment. And this one, at this stage, still could go either way. Two very evenly matched sides. 10-7, Australia lead Argentina at halftime. Here is the man that gave them the halftime lead, Bernard Foley. And he will look to guide his side from the number 12 jumper. Usually in 10, but it's a great playmaking option for the Wallabies. It's up goes Arnold, flying high, but losing the ball still, and Argentina get it back. Herrera, great pass in the tackle to Iglesias, keeping this alive. Herrera again, away to Matera. He takes on the tackle of Foley. And Folau at the back as well, they get the job done. Numbers wide, there's no one at the back. Tackle has to be made for the Wallabies. The Pumas are just about away with that. Another good run, what an offload. Away comes Delimano. Numbers for Argentina. It's a great run for Petty. Inside he goes, and Senatore will score for Argentina. What a try. The skill level there from the Pumas was just outstanding. All started from that amazing run. And the offloads, that's where the money was made. And the support play from the back rowers, just world class. Creevy, it was Augustine Creevy. There was Petty to Alimano, two very good second row runners. And then the final pass goes away to Senatore, who scores. And Argentina back in the lead. This one's been topsy-turvy. The penalty now makes it a little bit different. 12-10. Kick from Iglesias. Makes no errors. 47 minutes gone. Argentina in a nice little lead, 14-10 over Australia. Well, not the start to the second half that Australia had in mind at all. They took it beautifully from the kickoff, but it was all downhill from there as kickoff back underway. The same tricks, and up goes the same players, but it's a different result. It's a great run from Iglesias. Almost goes straight through himself. De La Fuente, he can't go anywhere. He is easily taken to ground, and Daho, he's not going to get through Kepu at all. Kepu nearly rips the ball off him as well. Now they look for a bit of width, and they get it away to Iglesias, who's kicked down to Israel Folau. That tackler has been put onside just perfectly. Matera was offside, but the one chaser come through and put him onside brilliantly. Well played, Argentina. Now Moyano tries to go it alone. That was a game-changing moment. Matera again.
Release.
Could be a chance for Australia. They're a bit clumped up in defence here on this left side, but carved up Iglesias. He has been magical at number 10. Big pressure now on the Wallabies. Popped inside from Paz. He can't go through there. Landajo. Doesn't matter how many defenders there are. Argentina, no way through. De La Fuente just about did it again. Landajo, back around inside. Try time, Argentina. They're in for another. I think it's De La Fuente again. How good has he been? Iglesias and De La Fuente have been absolutely top notch. Great tackle from Folau. He wrapped up the outside centre Orlando. But it's that back pass there from Landajo that once again has stunned the Wallabies defence. Orlando has been well taken care of, but it's Landajo. He is the danger. Great tackle there as well from Hodge. Was never going to stop Paz from going over, but the offload was just something else. Iglesias started it all with an amazing break straight through the middle and start off. Now he chips his kick over. Doesn't put too much pressure on it, just nicely puts it through. It's more important than it's over. Well, there are some changes for Argentina. Paz making his way off. Looks like we've got a change at number 8 as well. Guzman coming off for Senatore. Well, these Argentinians have been absolutely brilliant tonight. Twickenham has been given a treat. As up goes the kickoff from the Wallabies again, and Halen Petty pulls this in for Australia, but again, they quickly lose the ball, and here come the substitutes. It's Bolter that time. Argentina have just taken every inch of the ball, and Australia have had none. Now they've got some, though. Finally, Stephen Moore, CO, away to Arnold, does well to give to Mum. Mum's got support numbers. Keep her away to Karevi. It's 2-on-1. It's 2-on-1 with Hodge. Hodge going to the corner. Oh, what a tackle! What's a tackle to put Hodge into touch? That is game-changing, game-saving, and game-winning plays from Argentina. Creevy goes to the front and has pulled it quickly down. They spread it quickly wide and they kick for touch out on the full. That was amazing, going straight to Petty at the front and distributing out with plenty of players who know how to kick. Now Australia, they've gone for a full line out with 11 to go. They need the ball in hand. Guinea away to Hodge, who probably should have scored earlier. Cooper away to Foley, draws and passes to Karevi. Karevi steps, oh, he is chopped down like a big tree in the forest. Moore, oh, Mama's smash, the ball comes free. And that sums up the Wallabies' day today. Another great offload.
Release.
Finds the support out there beautifully. Maroney has been support play number 1. It's wide again, massive hole, and through goes Zelimano. Inside it pops brilliantly to Orlando, but Hooper has stolen the ball. Now it is Argentina, a bit short but a dreadful pass, and Hodge cannot pull that in. Well, it's the story of the day for Australia, isn't it? They should have scored in about the 68th or so minutes, and it was game on for an amazing finish. They haven't done it. And this game has just all been stolen now from Australia. Karevi, wide for Foley, squirts it out for Halen Petty. Halen Petty goes to the triple chase. He's got a race on here. He might get a bang though. He forces it in goal, taken back, but it's going to be too little too late. We're in the final minute. Australia need to score. They could get theirs full time. They might get themselves a bonus point at best, but they don't really care for that at all. Argentina will take a famous victory at Twickenham. Here's Tamani. Oh, I thought he was over. I think half the Wallabies think he's over too. Oh, that is just absolute suicide. Kicked away, and Tamani has been robbed of a try by Argentina, who have robbed the whole matchup. What a game from Argentina. They have played absolutely top-class world rugby. Some may say they don't know if they've progressed to be considered Tier 1, right up there with the best. But based on this performance, they have definitely put their name right up there. 21-10, they have defeated Australia, 3-1. Senatore with the 1 try, and De La Fuente, how good was he tonight with 2? Iglesias, amazing as well. He got 3 out of 3 from the TS for Australia. They started off all right, a beautiful try to Cooper, but then Cooper went completely missing. Hodge should have scored at the end there and really set this game up nicely, but amazing defence from Argentina kept him out. Foley converted the 1 try and got a penalty just before half-time to make it kind of interesting then, but there's only 1 team minute in the second half. Possession, possession, possession. That is what rugby seems to be all about these days. You have the ball, you are odds on to win. 66% for Argentina. They dominated the second half in possession and in territory. They made the Wallabies defend for a long, long time in that match, and they made more line breaks as well. 7-6. Australia should feel well held done by. They didn't do more with that ball that they had in the line breaks that they made. They were messy, they were scrappy, the Wallabies, and 13 handing errors tells me that full story. Argentina were pristine. 0 mistakes from the Pumas, and that, along with possession, equals the big W for their end of season final match of the Rugby Championship. They take the points today. Australia will head back home disappointed from their time at Twickenham, but that wraps up the Rugby Championship for 2016. The All Blacks, well and truly winners of this year's tournament, but there's been some really interesting displays from the likes of South Africa and Australia, who have lived nowhere near their expectation for international rugby. Argentina just keep getting better and better every single year, and they've put on a clinic and a show here for the Twickenham fans who have made the trip. That wraps up my time for today, and it wraps up my season of the Rugby Championship for this year again. I'll be back again, of course, next year. You can guarantee that. But for the Rugby Championship in 2016, I thank you for tuning in and watching. I hope you've enjoyed every single match. Most of them have gone pretty accurately to how the actual matches have, which is always nice to see. And of course, you know these matches are always played with the exact same players that took the field for those matches, so you can rest assured it is the same 15s against each other. But that is it. My time for this season is complete. I've got plenty more in store for you over the coming weeks as well. Some new series kicking off and all sorts of gaming goodness coming your way. So stick around on the channel, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time wherever we may end up. Until then, take care.